Mic'd up and ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Hello and welcome to Vlogtober Day, ? Because I actually don't know when I'm gonna put this video in, but right now Lucas and I are in Indiana because my documentary film, if you didn't know about that, I've been working on a documentary. Well, I worked on it for 3 years, but now it's been about 4 years actually since I filmed it. And it's in this really big festival. It's like the most prestigious festival in Indiana. It's up for some awards, so we flew out there to do that. I'm doing a Q&A after the screening. There's 2 screenings of it, which is a big deal as well. There's more than 1 screening at a film festival for it, so it's all very exciting.
What you didn't mention is that the film takes place in Indiana, so the fact that it is at the film festival in Indiana is a big deal.
Exactly, yes. So I filmed a Indiana High School musical theater. It's about that / my journey as an actress in Los Angeles. I'm doing a screening in Richmond as well at some point in November, which is really exciting. So since we're gone, we are doing this Q&A on YouTube. I asked you guys in Vlogtober's day 1 through 4 for questions, wrote them all down. So let's hop right into it and answer your questions. What's something I wish I knew before moving to Richmond?
Ooh.
I've actually kind of already did a video about that, so I'll leave it in the description below. But I would say there are a few things we didn't know about Richmond before moving. Like, we had never been to the airport before. So that was a pleasant surprise because the airport here is very nice. It's small, but it's like clean and like pretty low key compared to LAX, for instance.
True.
So that was a nice surprise. But I guess if I wish I knew, as in like it would maybe have prevented me from moving here, I don't think there's anything that would have been a
big
negative game changer. But I will say people drive like crazy here.
That's true. You got to be careful when you go to a 4-way stop.
I've seen people blow through stop signs
so many times.
But I've also seen people drive so slow you don't understand why.
Yeah, it's like the opposites. You have some people that like just don't go at a green light for like 10 seconds, and then other people who just run the red.
It's unhinged. I would say also pedestrians while you're driving can be unhinged sometimes too.
Oh yeah, they'll just start out in the middle of the street.
They won't even look, and I'm like, for me,
especially runners.
For me, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to be aware, but I get nervous for them, for other drivers who aren't, you know.
Yeah.
So just like driving, driving is always a trip here. I think that's something, I guess I didn't wish I knew before moving, but that was a surprise for sure. How did you and Lucas meet?
Tinder.
No. Before, well, there was online dating apps maybe back then, but I was going to say before dating apps. So we first met in fall 2009. I had just moved to Los Angeles, and actually I got a job working for Lucas's dad with his DJ company. His dad was a DJ full-time since like the 80s. He ran his own company, but it was for weddings and bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, that sort of like event type DJ. And that was my first job. I got it within like 2 weeks of moving out to LA. And so I knew of Lucas, and then at one point I saw him from afar, and I think I introduced myself to you, but you did not. You weren't in. I think I was like, hi, I'm Lauren. And he was like, cool. And it makes sense because Lucas's dad's had this DJ company forever, and I'm one of many people who have been hired throughout the years. So it's not like, you know, you're like, oh, another person, who cares, sort of thing. So I don't blame you for that. But that's how we initially met. Should we tell them how we started dating?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell some of that story?
Yeah, so Lauren was friends with my family. And so I would see her every once in a while. She'd be hanging out with my sister and stuff. And so basically, what should I tell?
I guess I'll take over the story. That might happen a lot in this Q&A. I love telling stories, and I love talking.
You're better at telling them.
That's the thing. I'm slightly better than Lucas at telling them, so that's why I kind of take over. This happens in all of our friendships. Like, our friends know that if Lucas starts telling a story, sometimes he'll just look at me and I'll like take over, or I'll just take over because I think I can tell this better. But anyway, I'm a storyteller. It's my thing. But we're going to let you talk a little bit in this Q&A. But anyways, so.
Fast forward.
January 2011.
Yeah.
You had booked the Abercrombie & Fitch campaign. So Lucas at the time was a model.
Yep.
I was pursuing acting in LA, and he booked the Abercrombie & Fitch campaign where like they have that big poster when you first walk into the store. I don't know if they still do that, but they did it back then.
Yeah.
And so he was like the face of Abercrombie & Fitch. You could walk in, see his big head on the poster there.
Yes.
And I really wanted a picture with him with the poster because I thought if I post that on Facebook, because Facebook was cool at the time, everyone back in my hometown is going to think I've made it in LA.
Right.
I know someone famous. I made it. So I kind of tried to coordinate that, but I
Yeah.
think at one point I had to drop off your younger brother at your apartment, and I remember telling his younger brother, like, get Lucas to go to the mall with us so that we can take a picture with his picture.
Yeah.
And you agreed, thankfully. I got the picture. I put it up on Facebook, yeah. But that day we hung out, we talked, you showed me your music, which is adorable, and you noticed how cool and amazing and talented and charismatic and cool I was.
Definitely.
And
I probably just thought you were hot.
duh, duh. But also all the other things.
The other things.
I'm pretty sure
They were in there too. Love at first sight.
We were 21, so priorities were like, and maybe we weren't thinking that deep. Nonetheless.
Yeah. We didn't know that all these years later we'd be having a child.
So true. But yeah, we got each other's numbers. We started texting. Then we hung out again.
Yeah.
And we've been hanging out since. We were
kind of inseparable ever since the first date, actually.
Yes.
We were together all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
We never, I think that first year of us dating, we spent every single day.
Yeah.
Every single second together because you had odd jobs. I had odd jobs.
Yeah.
We were kind of just bohemian at the time.
Yeah.
So we would just hang out together. We didn't have to do 9 to 5s because we were just bohemian, like I said at the time.
Classic 21-year-olds in LA.
Just scrimping on the $1,200 we made a month.
Oh, yeah.
But
oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we really hit it off. We were like best friends. Lucas is the middle of 5 kids in his family. I am the middle of 5 kids in my family. We get it. We relate. We understand. It's crazy. I have 1 brother. He has 1 sister. I have 3 sisters. He has 3 brothers. We are mirrored. And so I think we connected just on that level, and we have very similar personalities. Yeah. We had very similar dreams, I think. We both had huge dreams, and we both believed we could accomplish them, and we both were each other's biggest cheerleaders from day one.
Yeah.
And so I think all of that was just it clicked. Everything clicked. And so it was funny because people always say opposites attract, but Lucas and I have have always been the same.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe
our child will be the opposite.
Right? Because I would say we're 2 positives. Two positives, what's the science in that? That makes a positive, right? I don't know.
Good question.
I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so that's how we met. There you have it. What's the most random thing that's ever happened to me while filming in Richmond? There's so many random things that have happened to us while filming in Richmond. I'm just trying to think of an iconic one.
Yeah. So it was Halloween. We were in our Halloween costumes, which were the Matrix. So I was Neo. You were Trinity.
Yep.
We were in full leather, you guys, if you've seen,
sunglasses
maybe put
on.
a picture up of what it looks like.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were walking. Lauren's vlogging, and we're on Arthur Ashe Boulevard. And someone stops their car on Arthur Ashe, rolls their window down, and yells out the window.
It's hey, I love you guys, love your videos.
And we were just so surprised that someone recognized
in costume
because we're full on
in
costume.
I think that the amount of stories we have about being recognized are insane. I would say every time I go out in Richmond, one person recognizes me or says hello, and that is the best part about living in Richmond.
And it's all types of people too. Young and old, who you
cool.
wouldn't cool,
not
people
cool.
that are way
yeah, so those are always really, I think, random and fun. Mm-hmm. What do you do for work? Okay, so we each separately have different answers for that.
Yeah.
Short answer, we both work for ourselves. We're both entrepreneurs, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what you would call us?
Yeah.
I guess. So we started a business.
We both work on social media too.
We both work in social media.
My business is that I help music artists with their socials, and I help music brands with their socials. I also am an influencer myself and help promote different products and services in the music industry for different brands. I've done videos for Sony. I've done videos for a bunch of different gear companies and software companies.
And we work with different companies like that as well.
Yeah.
And Lucas has had his own music career and stuff like that. So he's very much within the music industry. And that's what he did in LA. And that's, we started it way back in 2016. So that's been our business that we've had since then, which allowed us, if you've ever seen the video that I have on this YouTube channel about being digital nomads. We were digital nomads for 5 years before we moved to Richmond. And that's how we were able to do that, because we did have this online business.
Yeah.
But it was all content creation, all social media based. It still is. So it's like I was filming and editing the videos. You were the face.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it worked out. And then for when we moved to Richmond, I wanted to show why I love Richmond so much, because literally obsessed. And so I started the YouTube channel about Richmond and my Instagram channel, or Instagram channel is it called? Instagram account
yeah.
about Richmond. And that just did very well very quickly. And so it turned into what it is today. So that's what I do. I do that full time, as well as Vegan Club, a social club I started here in town. And then of course I assist Lucas with his stuff. He assists me with mine.
Yeah.
We are both not only the same personality, we work in the
same things, pretty much.
We work together.
Yeah.
And we have for the last 9 years, almost 10 years, and we do the same thing, pretty much. So it's fabulous. So if I'm asking him about a content question, he can answer, vice versa. He can film me, I can film him. We understand each other's jobs. We work together. We spend every second together. We're obsessed. I don't know if it comes off.
Weirdos.
I don't know if it comes off in the vlogs, but we are very unusual, and our names both start with an L. It's like the list goes on and on, people. It really does. He alone himself is niche famous, in his world. If we are in Amsterdam or I don't know, somewhere where the music scene's big, he is recognized. So when we went to Belgium just a few weeks ago, people knew who he was on the street. And in Richmond, it's more me. But sometimes if they watch the YouTube channel, they know you too. It's kind of funny.
There is definitely a music scene, obviously, in Richmond too, but most of the people that I work with work in electronic music.
Yeah.
So that's why Amsterdam, Belgium, LA, places like that.
It's really funny though, because we've both felt the same about certain situations. So for instance, in Richmond, people just kind of want to talk to me, and he's just kind of standing to the side. They don't even know who he is, kind of, depending. Vice versa, I'll be at a dance conference with Lucas, and they're like...
Dance music conference, yeah.
They're like, who's this,
Yeah.
And then they're obsessed with Lucas. So it's funny. We have been each other's wingman? I don't know how you would say. But yeah, it's funny how the dynamic shifts depending on where we are and what we're doing. But we both are very supportive of each other's careers, thankfully, because it can be difficult, I'm sure, in certain situations to live that way. But I'm proud of you and everything you've accomplished.
Me too.
Yeah, so it's a good time. What's one thing about me that always shocks people? Your height, I think, is the answer for your question.
Yeah.
Because I feel well, maybe not in Richmond necessarily, but in general, people usually say from Lucas's online persona to in person that he's taller than they thought he would be.
Yeah, well, we should tell him how tall, 6'2".
Oh, he's 6'2".
But we should, I think they want to know about you, though.
Oh.
And I would say, people always say you're exactly the same. They're like personality, they're like, you're the same person.
Well, I must come off the same especially on YouTube. I feel if you've watched a YouTube video and you talk to me in person, it's how could that be different? I feel the same on YouTube. Instagram is a little harder because it's bite size. So, and I never really speak necessarily to the camera. It's just voiceover and smiles. So I could kind of see that. But if you watch my Instagram story, maybe you get but yeah, I would say that's been my number one comment too, is no, you're no different. You're exactly what I thought you'd be, which I guess is a good thing. So Are you introverted or extroverted? Me and Lucas, I feel, are a blend of both. I would say we're not either. A lot of people think I'm an extrovert, but I don't think that's true. In my bubbles, I am. So if you say
Vegan Club events,
I was gonna say, if you say hello to me on the street and you already know, I'm excited because you've watched my videos, you're in the bubble instantly, right? And then at Vegan Club events, that's my event. I run that. I'm very comfortable there. But in other social situations, so at the gym or at yoga or any other place where I'm not in charge, no one knows who I am extremely reserved and quiet. I've actually said hello to people from different classes I've taken, yoga classes on the street or at events, and they're like, "What? Who are you?"
They don't remember you. You didn't stand out. Don't know who you are.
Exactly. So I think, and also just the introvertedness of, I really love to read for hours on end and recharge at home. And I can be very quiet for a very long time, but I also have this personality where I want to entertain and to speak and to have energy. So it's a contradiction. It always has been for me. And I think the same for you too.
Yeah. I think I'm more introverted than you are probably.
I
Only
don't
very
know.
selectively am I extroverted.
Maybe.
It depends on who we're around.
I feel like if you took our home videos from when we're about 10 years old and went like this next to each other, we are the same person.
That's true.
I think we're both wacky and silly
That's true.
and extroverted. I think you think you're more introverted, but you don't run like Lucas does these free master classes once a month, and he is chatty. He is so good on those calls, and he is amazing. He's very extroverted. He just doesn't come. I feel like you just don't have that social situation very often in real life, so you can't.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like we're equal because like when we're at your events and your stuff,
Yeah.
he is a freaking star. He is so outgoing. Like when we were in Belgium and he did his masterclass, it was like watching the stars. It was so incredible. He was so fantastic. So I think you are. I just think that like you're in Richmond, you're in a lot of situations where I'm like, it's my thing.
Yeah.
But Lucas is hilarious and so funny and fun. And I think on the YouTube videos, they can tell. I think you're comfortable in those 'cause it's just me and you, like, actually really filming those. So I think they can kind of tell, but I don't know. I feel like you're similar. What drew you to Richmond over any other place?
Ooh.
I feel like we've answered this in a video as well. I think
Yeah.
I have a couple videos, and I'll leave them in the description below, like why we chose Richmond. But like, if you had to name like top 3. Vegan food?
I was gonna say vegan food. Vibes.
Vibes, for sure. Like architecture and just the weather and... Oh.
And then I think it's the blend of like small town, big city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Definitely. It's
Oh,
awesome.
and when vibes also includes the people.
I was going to say vibes include like the creativity here, the entrepreneurship, like the people. I just love it. I love it so much. They also asked the follow-up question, what was the runner-up city if we were to choose? I always tell
Runner-ups
people there really
have something
isn't.
wrong, you know? Like, it's like we really liked New York,
New York City,
but
I
it was
think.
so busy and crazy.
And the winters are so harsh
Right.
there. So, but I think
So,
New York City was like close
it was definitely up
to
there.
the top, yeah, but just wasn't even close. I
Or
keep
you could
telling
go-
people there's nothing close.
You could go like more West Coast, like Colorado or something, but then you don't have the architecture and
No
the
beaches.
history and the vibes that are here.
And no beaches, so
Right.
can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
This hits all the things.
There's nothing close by.
Yeah.
There really is no runner-up. Richmond is actually, it's funny, in Vegan Club there's a research scientist, and she was talking about how she did like research on why Richmond's the best because she wanted to prove to somebody that it isn't, but she said she couldn't even prove it because it is. It's the best. She said the research
She's an
showed.
actual like data scientist. Yeah.
She's mad about it too because she was born in Richmond. She's like, ugh, there's got to be a better place out there. And she was like, there isn't. She like did the research and
Yeah.
she's like, Richmond is the best. And I was like, literally. So there's no runner-up. Someone also asked a follow-up question, kind of similar, which is, if we didn't live in Richmond, what other city in Virginia would we live in? I guess Charlottesville, only because we have friends in Charlottesville,
It's
and
so
there's
far
the
from the
vegan
beach,
scene.
though.
Ugh, I know, but it's close to the mountains, so you
true.
go outdoors more. I think close to that sort of region, only because we have a bunch of friends through the vegan scene there, and there's, you know,
Yeah.
and it's kind of more like, it's like laid back and kind of in the mountains and stuff, but yeah, it's further from the beach though. And
I like where we are because we're like an hour from the beach, but an hour to Charlotte, like the mountains, like Charlottesville.
and Richmond just has a little bit more going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's the most surprising thing about living in Virginia or Richmond versus LA?
How fast you can get to places.
Oh,
Everything you can get to is in 15 minutes.
it's the best.
Yeah.
We can run like a bunch of errands in like an hour or two, whereas in LA, it's like a 3-day process to run errands.
Right. Like one day for groceries.
And just the crowd size. There aren't crowds.
Right.
Like Lucas and I talk about it all the time. Our perspective is very skewed since he's from LA and I lived there 10 years, you know, coming here because, you know, if you haven't lived in LA, you'll see the traffic in Richmond and be like, dang traffic, especially at this time on this freeway. And all I think is I am so grateful that this is the only traffic that I will ever see, which isn't a lot. And so our perspective is like different. So some people might say, oh, it takes forever to get to this place from here in Richmond. But for us personally, it's bliss. It's absolute bliss. There's like, even when Whole Foods is super busy or the grocery store is super busy here, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing compared to LA where there's not a parking spot even in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, and parking is a nightmare.
In LA, yeah. So a lot of people here say parking's a nightmare. Like, I can't go to the Fan and, there's like no parking in the Fan or whatever. I'll take it any day over LA. I'll take it any day.
I had jobs in LA where I had to park my car over a mile away from work.
Lucas brought
This is so funny.
what's that called?
No, they were called hoverboards. I had a hoverboard that I would ride to work, but I'd have to park my car, get out, get on the hoverboard, ride that to work. And it's funny because it's not just that there was no place to park, it's that all the parking is like permitted too.
Yes, so
you have to park far away enough to where there's no permits.
Either there's permits or it's only 2 hours, but you're working a 9 to 5 job, so like...
And you can't get a permit unless you live in the area, which you don't live in the area because it's too expensive, so...
And then one of my jobs, we had to park in a parking lot. Mm-hmm. But we had to pay for our parking pass. So it came out of our paycheck. Anyway, I don't know. There's probably that.
There's some places
that's
like that.
Probably like that in Richmond.
Yeah.
But was their parking pass $50?
Maybe it is.
They're
way more
Maybe
now.
It is. Yeah, I'm sure.
They're probably like $200 now.
I mean, that was like back in 2012. But,
yeah.
Oh gosh. Anyway, we feel very grateful to be here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, what's the most controversial opinion you have about Richmond?
Controversial.
Whoa. Controversial.
My controversial opinion is that people here are better dressed than they are in New York. Absolutely. Because we went to New York recently for the vegan food tour.
Mm-hmm.
And we were seeing people that were like dressed cool on the streets.
Looked cool, yeah.
But they weren't taking the chances. Like people here in Richmond, they will go all out.
I get so inspired by people and their outfits here. It makes
vibes.
Me want to take more chances and like try different like things and like wear clothes or like combinations I never would have normally and not feel nervous or self-conscious about it. Because one, people here compliment your outfits here all the time. And two, people are out there looking amazing. So I agree. That is, that's a hot take, indeed.
Hot take.
Someone asked what kind of music you listen to. Oh. I am like indie folk all day, every day.
I'm a big weirdo. I listen to lo-fi, classical soundtracks, like movie soundtracks and TV shows. Mm-hmm. So like composers. Electronic music, mostly like chill stuff.
Yeah. We like musicals as well.
Classic rock.
Christmas music.
Broadway musicals. I'm all over the map.
Yeah, you're like Spotify Wrapped is like, I don't know, man, you're weird.
Whatever I'm into in that day, I will listen to it. Because growing up with my dad being a DJ, I was introduced to all different styles of music from over the years. He knows so much about music. And then my brother was like a big rock fan, and so I learned all the different rock, bands over the years. Yeah. And so I just have like and then soundtracks because I made my own music. I was really into composers and stuff like that too. So.
But my favorite artist is music by Lucas. I always tell him he's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any song you ever make, I absolutely love. In fact, for our wedding, he custom made like 2 or 3 songs for me.
I haven't released a song since 2021, so probably got to get back on that.
Yeah, well, that's...
You'll have to make one for the baby.
Oh, don't even. It's too cute. Yeah, no one asks questions about the baby or anything. Yeah. But probably because we answer a lot of that in our pregnancy announcement video and stuff. But
true.
You have to. But yeah, Lucas's work has evolved. He's more of a consultant now and also influencer, which is really nice.
I really like what I do now.
That's really nice, yeah. What caused you to become vegan, and is it challenging to find vegan options? Yes, it's challenging to find vegan options. Not in Richmond, but pretty much everywhere. Everywhere else. Like, literally, Lucas and I turn to each other all the time when we're traveling, and we're like, if we weren't vegan, life would be so much better. We could pack less. We could worry less about planning ahead. I wouldn't have to do as much research. Like
you also would like never know what you're gonna get. Like when we were on the flight to Belgium, and whenever we go on long flights, we have to say we're vegan, and we just have to cross our fingers and hope they bring us something that's good because it's so random. The stuff they bring you is so random.
Whereas if you don't really have any dietary restrictions, you have like 2 or 3 options. That's like in life in general. That's why we get so excited when there's a vegan restaurant because we can order anything off the menu, which is. Best. But yeah, so definitely find it challenging. It's getting better, but oh man, it's tough. So I don't, I never try to give anyone a hard time if they're like, it's too hard to be vegan or it's hard or whatever. I'm like, yes, it is. But why we went vegan is because I just always had bad stomach aches since I was like born practically. My mom's like, you were a newborn and you were crying about your stomach. So digestion issues, that sort of thing. So I've tried a myriad of different things throughout the years. And just one day I thought, well, why don't I just try vegan food? Because I had watched a YouTube video or something, and it was like a YouTuber I followed who went to a YouTuber who was vegan, and I saw the food that they made and it looked fire. I was like, what? And they said it was vegan, and they talked about how it healed their digestion issues and all this stuff. And it was a lot of like fruits and vegetables, stuff I didn't really eat. Honestly, I was in my 20s, you know. And I thought, wow, this sounds like something I want to try. So I decided to try it. I felt so much better. And I told Lucas, like, I'm going to be vegan. He was like, I don't really want to. And I said, that's fine. I'm going to be. It doesn't matter. But like a week or two later, you just were like, okay, I'll be vegan too.
Yeah.
What's the story on that?
Well, part of it was convenience because at the time you were cooking all the food.
Right, true.
Now I cook a lot of meals, but
true.
I was like, I don't know how I'm going to eat. The second thing was that I tried the vegan food and I was feeling so much better too.
Yes, absolutely.
So that was a big one too.
And that's what keeps us vegan, everybody, because it is so nice. Like,
well, then we
feel so much better.
Then we also started to really care about the animals, but that was after.
That's so true. Yeah. So initially it was for health reasons, but then we learned so much more about like animals, the environment. We watched a lot of documentaries. So like, yeah, well, we love it. I don't see us ever not being vegan. I feel so much healthier. It cleared my skin up, made my hair grow, my nails got strong. It was great. Yeah, it's been amazing. So no notes on that either. What's your favorite Richmond restaurant?
Ooh.
As of right this instant, I'd have to say One More Taco. And I always tell people that because everything Maria makes is magical. And she literally makes a vegan version of almost everything on their menu. And that is unheard of in normal restaurants. And what she does make is delicious. I don't think I've ever had a bad meal there. It's flawless. So if you haven't been there before, you got to go. And if you want to try to not eat meat, I would say try to get her al pastor. It's so good. She makes it with mushrooms. Sometimes she has a seitan version, but it's really good. What about you? What's your favorite
Everyone
restaurant?
knows mine.
Oh, proper pie.
Yeah.
So true. He talks about it all the time.
But it's a gamble because you never know what flavor they're going to have. They only have one vegan flavor.
It's true.
You have to get lucky. They're all good. They're all good. But like if they have a certain flavor, like one time they had a breakfast one.
Oh.
It was like all the breakfast things in there.
That was
eggs,
like the best day ever.
Sausage, etc.
Hash
Then they
browns.
had a chicken pot pie one.
Yeah, that was
They've
really
done
good.
a butter chicken one.
That was good.
The cheeseburger one. Philly cheesesteak. And there's some good ones.
All I know is the amount of times Lucas is like, we should go to proper pie or should we get proper pie? I'm like, no! He loves it.
So one time we went and they had my favorite flavor, or one of the ones I just mentioned.
Yeah.
And
it was like steak and cheese or something.
I bought a bunch of them, put them in the freezer.
And last question, what's your favorite Richmond fall spot?
Ooh. I really like Monument Avenue and Church Hill.
Yeah. Oh, I would say all around Church Hill.
Probably Church Hill.
It's the best place in the world for fall. If you watched last year's Vlogtober, you probably know. We went there at least like 8 times during the fall because the foliage from Libby Hill, the foliage with that exact architecture that's there.
Yeah.
They have fall drinks at Riverbend Coffee Shop. Mm-hmm. The walking is so cute there. St. John's has that gorgeous tree that turns that perfect shade of orange.
Ooh, it's a good one.
Yeah, I would say that's my favorite spot in Richmond for fall.
Yeah.
So that is it. I bet this video ended up being really long. We try to be concise, or did we? I don't really try that hard, but I did, but I'm not very good at it. I love to talk about stuff, and I always have long answers for everything. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions or follow-up questions, definitely comment them below. We should do another Q&A sometime. It was so much fun. I loved it. I thought those were like really good questions. So you guys rocked on that. Thank you so much. And if you're new here and you just stumbled upon this Q&A about Richmond and stuff, about 2 knuckleheads who moved to Richmond 2 years ago, then subscribe because that's pretty much what we do on this channel is Richmond and Virginia. Travel, fun times, lifestyle vlogs, all the goods, and this Vlogtober, so fall festivities abound. And thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next video.
Bye.
Bye.